What's up, boys and ghouls? It is your girl, Mika G. Welcome back to another episode of Cinematic Nightmares. In this episode, we are going to be diving into the 1978 classic Halloween. I mean, who hasn't seen this movie? Okay, this is a film that didn't just influence the slasher genre, but helped define how horror could work through atmosphere, restraint, and tension. This is one of those movies that feels simple, but the more you sit with it, the more intentional every choice becomes. And because you already know I don't ever do any horror classics by myself, I don't do deep dives by myself. I am so excited about my guest. This is his first time being on Cinematic Nightmares. Welcome, Phil from the Spooky House Podcast.
Hello, Mika.
How are you? I think not Spooky House, Spook House Podcast.
I was about to say the Spook House.
Thank you. Okay, I had to correct myself.
It's okay.
Phil, welcome to the show. Why don't you tell everyone who you are and about the Spook House Podcast?
Well, I started the Spook House in 2019, and yeah, it's hard to believe that it's almost been 7 years since I've been doing it, but yeah, I do. It's a podcast, but it's kind of evolving into other things like going out and shooting videos. And yeah, it's great to be here. I'm awful at like describing myself and
It's
like
fine.
plugging myself, but
No, we obviously we live in the same, we live in the close proximity of each other.
we do.
It was very funny because one of our first meetings was at a screening of Megan 2.0.
Yes, yeah. Well, I think the first time I saw you was at Carolina Fear Fest, and you were dressed as Megan. And yeah, then I later saw you on Instagram or something. I was like, oh, that's her, because I was like, oh man, she killed that costume. But yeah, we saw Megan together, and you danced as Megan and won the competition. You crushed it.
We also sat right next to each other.
Yeah.
But he may not hype up his podcast, but I will. He does you do amazing things on that podcast. Like you got to go and see all of these horror movie props that, I mean,
Yeah.
that was crazy. I loved it.
Yeah, that's a guy that lives in North Carolina. I also met him at Carolina Fear Fest, and he just came up to the booth and we started talking movies, and he started showing me pictures, and he's like, yeah, man, I got the screen used mask from Halloween H2O. And I was like, hold up. You're telling me that you have this an hour away from where I live? I was like, I'm coming to your house, man. Like, we got to make this happen. So
Yes.
yeah, that was cool.
So, speaking of Halloween,
Oh, yes. Yeah, Halloween.
Phil chose this movie because it's one of his favorite movies, and I love talking about people's favorite movies with them.
Mhm.
And so we're gonna get into we're going to talk about the film and how it was made and why this movie still matters today.
Yeah, I feel like I should have picked a not such a basic bitch answer. Like, oh, Halloween, how original. But you asked me, like, hey, what's your favorite horror movie? And it's like, I can't lie. It's Halloween. So here we are.
Listen, I haven't covered Halloween yet. Nobody's chosen it. So
That's crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. So Halloween was released in 1978 and was directed by John Carpenter, who also composed the film's now iconic score. The movie stars Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode, Donald Pleasance as Dr. Sam Loomis, and Nick Castle as the physical presence of Michael Myers. This film was made on a modest budget of approximately $300,000 and shot over the course of just 20 days. Despite these limitations, it went on to gross around $47 million at the U.S. box office. That's in dollars today. But by 2008 standards, that figure would be roughly around $150 million, making Halloween one of the most successful independent films of all time. The film is set in the fictional town of Haddonfield, Illinois. though it was primarily shot in California. If you pay attention, you can see the palm trees.
Mm-hmm.
What's important is that the budget didn't push the film toward spectacle, it pushed it towards precision. Attention to detail in framing, pacing, and sound, and that restraint is a big part of why it still works today. So, going into our spoiler-free synopsis and the background of this movie, on a cold Halloween night in 1963, 6-year-old Michael Myers brutally murdered his 17-year-old sister, Judith. He was sentenced and locked away for 15 years. But on October 30th, 1978, while being transferred, a 21-year-old Michael Myers steals a car and escapes Smith's Grove. He returns to the quiet hometown of Haddonfield, Illinois, where he begins stalking the neighborhood and looking for his next victims. So, Phil, let's talk first impressions.
Let's talk.
When's the first time that you saw Halloween?
The first time. I think I saw Halloween 2 first when I was like maybe 4 or 5 years old, and it just terrified me right away. There was something about Michael Myers, just the presence and the music, and I don't remember the specific first time I saw the original, but it was shortly after that, and yeah, I was just fascinated by it.
Yeah. I would have to say I probably was around 6 or 7 the first time I saw Halloween, and it was on USA Up All Night.
I was gonna say, yeah, shout out to USA. That's where I saw Halloween 2.
And what's crazy is probably
Sci-Fi Channel.
Yes,
USA. That's how we got introduced to a lot of things.
Yeah. So, and probably you saw Halloween 2, and they probably had already played Halloween because USA Up All Night was good for doing sequels back to back. So you would get Halloween, and then you would get Halloween 2, and then later on we would get Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. We would get all the movies back to back. But my first impression was I was terrified just like you. I was like, this is, you're a kid. So to a kid, this dude is 7 foot tall and wielding a knife.
Well, in Rob Zombie's Halloween, he's like 7 feet tall, but
we said we weren't going to discuss Rob Zombie.
Well, in the first Halloween, that's what's scary about him. He's a modestly tall guy, right. under 6 feet, and yeah, we won't talk about that one. But yeah, I remember the music scared me more than anything.
Right. And that's what makes this movie so great, right? Is that it's not gory. It's not just, just him going around. I mean, yes, he is going around killing people, but it's the stalking. It's him in the background. It's the POV vision of him walking around, like that's what made it so scary, is that he was walking around in broad daylight and just standing there menacingly, or driving the car. And it's just one of those things that I respect it for being the slow burn that it was.
Yeah, it's you mentioned it on your intro, restraint. It knows when to show Michael and when not to. And it's I was thinking about this randomly the other day because that's how my brain works. But like pretty much the first half of the movie, you only see Michael really from a distance. Laurie's looking out the window, she sees him behind the hedge. He's kind of far away, and like throughout the movie, he gets closer and closer. By the end, he's literally in the closet with her, like in her face. And yeah, so there's just this natural progression of he's getting closer and the tension is building. And yeah, it's just a combination of things with that movie that just creates a perfect storm. There's many elements to it. But yeah, it's simplicity. It's just everything about it is simple.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I like that idea of harm starting out at a distance and then slowly but surely getting closer and closer until, like you said, he's right on top of her, like, breathing down her neck,
Yeah.
um I'm curious, like, we both say that we kind of remember the first watch, but now that you're older, obviously, and we're adults, how does it compare, like, to your first watch versus like watching it now? Like, do you look for, like, you just realize, you just realize that Michael is slowly but surely getting closer to Laurie, and throughout the whole film, is that, did you notice other things about the movie as well too?
Um, Timing. A lot of what makes that movie effective is simply timing. Like when Annie is on the phone and you see Michael in the back and she walks over here and Michael steps out of frame and camera moves past, and it's just, that's might be my favorite moment in the movie, because again, it's just so simple. It's just at the right time the camera moves here and then it moves there. That's it. There's no like big jump scare, over the top moment. But like when I watch it now, I first off I try to keep it to like once a year, just so it hits the same.
Right.
Because it's kind of like you don't want to hear the same song over and over. You don't want
Right.
to ever get sick of it. But I saw it in theaters again a couple years ago on Halloween, and like kind of viewed it almost as a first time experience, and I was like, yeah, this still hits the same. Like it's still got it. But yeah, I notice all sorts of random funny things. Like there's some moments of bad acting in it that I find funny. Like it's not a flawless, perfect film, but it's somehow, it all just works in a way I can't describe. How about you? Like when you watch it now?
So when I watch it now, like I said, I respect that it is a slow burn, that it doesn't get straight to, it doesn't get straight to the killing. Like it takes a minute before we actually get to, Michael taking out teenagers. For me, the scene that always gets me is the scene where he sits up behind Laurie. And even though I know it's coming, I'm still like, girl, turn around.
Yeah, just that simple, the head turn.
Yes.
And like the John Carpenter hitting that doom,
yes.
doom, like right when his head, it's like, it's perfect. And it's so simple.
Yes.
Yeah, so, I love that part.
I mean, I saw somebody complain about it on Threads, saying that it was too slow, and I was like, that's the point. That's the point of the movie. Like we live in this microwave society now where everybody just wants you to get straight to the, killing and gores and, Terrifier style. And it's like, they don't have the respect for the classics like we do,
Yeah. And, I've shown Halloween to people for the first time. And I guess because it's such a big movie and like, all the merchandising and everything. And it's like, I don't know, maybe people are expecting something more, like something bigger and more exciting. But I've shown it to people and they're like, so that's it? I'm like, yeah, that's it. Like,
it's a great movie.
It's a great, simple movie. But I think that maybe a younger person today would watch it for the first time and they might have that reaction. And, that's okay. Not everybody has to love everything, but, yeah, I love it. I'll defend it. And I still have love for like Terrifier and stuff. Like, yeah, there's a place for that too. But,
right.
Yeah.
With that being said, this is your official warning. We are going into spoiler territory. So I would say if you've never seen this movie before, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, that
But
would be
I'm not gonna say
wild
that.
to listen to a podcast episode about Halloween and not have seen it.
Right. But we're getting ready to go into spoiler territory. So if you have, I mean, for the you that have never seen Halloween before, you might want to pause this video and go watch Halloween and then come back and join us for this spoiler discussion. So, Phil, Michael Myers is given credit in this movie as the Shape.
Mm-hmm.
And this film gives us motive. Well, not really motive. It just gives us psychological and not really a clear explanation of why he's doing what he does, what he is doing.
Mm-hmm.
How do you does that choice make it harder to watch the movie, or does it make Michael scarier because you have no explanation to why he just decided to do what he does?
Yeah, I think it makes them scarier. And even in Halloween 2, when, John Carpenter said that he decided to make them siblings after a night of drinking, and he was just trying to get through this script, and he was like, well, they're brother or sister.
Right.
Like, I think that makes it less scary because there's something about Laurie just dropped the key off at a house innocently going about her day, and Michael's like, oh, like that's scarier to me than, oh, it's his sister and he's got to wipe out his bloodline. So I think it's scarier.
Even that plot doesn't make sense. It's like, it's still like, so you gonna kill your sister? Cause why? Like,
why?
Like that made no sense. Like, again, I agree with you. It does make it scary. It makes it scarier that this man chose this random teenager. You know what I'm saying? And that, I mean, I get like returning back to your home, and maybe taking out the people that may be living in your childhood home.
Right.
But for him to specifically target one person and just go after and go after her, that's terrifying.
Yeah. Did you, we're both in Raleigh. Did you hear about that guy that like broke into this teacher's house and killed her recently? It was like during the daytime over by Fletcher Park.
Really?
Like, yeah. I mean, that's like you wouldn't think something like that would happen there, but like some crazy dude that was apparently living in the park just breaks into this lady's house during the day and kills her. And it's like, what the hell? Like, that's terrifying.
That is terrifying. And that sounds exactly how Michael Myers was moving. Like,
sorry to make it real for a second, but
most horror movies are based on reality, like Scream.
Sure. Yeah.
But I think that most people, again, like I said before, we live in this microwave society where we also live in an explanation society where everybody is like, why her? Why did he do that? Why is he? Why? Whereas, like, you don't need to know why. Just know that he has an agenda and he's not going to stop until
he does have an agenda.
Until he's done,
Yeah.
So, when you think about Michael as a presence rather than a character, how does that shape the way you watch the movie? Because as you stated before, he is a presence because he's present throughout the whole movie, and he gets closer and closer to Laurie as the movie progresses. How does that make you feel when you watch the movie now?
I don't know. I guess I'm just like, you're kind of curious about his motivations. Like, why is he setting up bodies to like fall and do these funny things? Why is he wearing a little ghost sheet? Why is he pulling he's like pulling pranks on people before he kills them? So you're like, what's your agenda, dude? But yeah, like it just makes it scarier to me. Like he's just an enigma. He's almost ghost-like, He's just appears and vanishes out of thin air.
I mean, especially towards the end.
Yeah.
Especially at the end when he gets shot out of a window.
Mm-hmm.
And he's on the ground 1 minute and the next minute he's gone. It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Is he a zombie?
Right. Yeah. I like to picture him like doing one of those like jumps off of his back onto his feet, like a little flip, and then he just takes off, like, or like running behind, like doing a sprint behind the hedge when Laurie's walking up to it. Just like running the 40 real quick.
Right. I imagine that when he landed in the grass, he like got up against the house and was like, okay.
Yeah, where'd he go? Those are the things I want to know. Like, where are you going?
Right. He's like, he's got, Loomis is like, he got away. And I'm like,
yeah,
clearly.
What's crazy is, so I've been to the filming locations of this movie in Pasadena, and like I've laid in that spot that he lays in when he gets shot out of the window. And
do all the cool stuff.
Hey, you can
do all the cool stuff. I'm mad at you.
But yeah, that was a trip. Like seeing the Myers house in person and the hedge, and you're like, yeah, I guess these are real places. But you're just used to seeing it through the TV your entire life.
Right.
Yeah, I love going to. Have you ever gone to any filming locations?
Yes. When I went to Chicago, I went to a couple of the filming. A couple of filming locations there. I wanted to go to some of the filming locations in New Orleans for Stay Alive and also for Candyman 2. I didn't get around to it because it was Mardi Gras. And so
okay. I think Child's Play was filmed in Chicago also.
Correct.
The first one? Yeah. Was the apartment, didn't they tear down the apartment building from Candyman?
Yes, the one, the Cabrini Green apartments. Yes, they did tear. And then it ended up being the plot in the spiritual sequel.
Right. Yeah. So, do you like that one? Did you like the remake?
I at first no, because I was so attached to the original that when I saw the spiritual sequel, I was like, this ain't the Candyman. Oh, nope. And then
I gotta rewatch it. Yeah, I haven't seen it since theaters, but I thought it was okay.
I had to rewatch it and look at it through a different lens and actually see the social commentary in the movie. And I was like, okay, I respect this movie now. Like now it's just as deep as the first one. So let's talk about Laurie Strode.
Oh yeah, sorry to. Yeah,
no, you're fine. Sorry. You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, let's talk about Laurie Strode.
So she became almost the blueprint for the final girl. She wasn't aggressive. She wasn't reckless. She was just an all-American teenager living her best life with her reckless friends. But what do you think ultimately allowed Laurie to survive the night?
I guess not sneaking off with boys and getting drunk. I when you think about it, like she's kind of she was forced to watch Lindsay that Annie was supposed to be babysitting, but she's like, no, I want to go hang out with Paul. So Laurie just gets, so I guess just dumb luck in a lot of ways.
Right.
But I mean, she is resilient and not the smartest, dropping the knife twice in the movie, but yeah, she is conscious and aware that something is off when Linda and Annie are just in their own little world. But Laurie has that intuition, like, oh, I need to be on high guard. So I guess that
I would say that she was on guard when she started noticing Michael. And she started noticing that this man, why is that man standing by the hedge like that?
Yeah, or in the sheets in the backyard.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
I'd have been on the phone with the police so fast. I'd be like, hey, so there's a man in the backyard standing in my sheets.
Now that I think about it, she just sort of doesn't she take a nap after that?
Yeah, she just acted like it was normal. Like,
that is not a time for nap thing. That just
right.
Yeah, that's
like
call the cops.
Yeah, there's a man in my backyard.
Oh, that's funny.
But I think because she was thrown into this situation, she had no choice but to fight. You know how you go fight or flight.
Sure.
She tried to run it first. I mean, this is true. But when she needed to do what needed to be done, she did what needed to be done. You know, her resilience in fighting against Michael, like I said, solidified her as a final girl. You know, even though she's not the one that shot Michael out the window. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of lays the blueprint for all the final girls to come. I mean, she wasn't the first by no means, but yeah, that seems to be the one that everyone points to when they're like, "Well, what is a final girl?" Oh, Laurie Strode in Halloween.
Although we know who the first final girl was.
Are you quizzing me right now?
Yep.
I'm gonna fail because I'm like, how far back are we going? Marilyn Burns and Texas Chainsaw? I don't know.
I'm gonna just go with that. I said, listen, that was my Jeopardy answer, and I'm sticking with it. Okay.
Oh, was that your answer?
No, that was the answer.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yes. She's the first final girl.
Okay.
Although you could go back to like Night of the Living Dead, but we don't count it. We don't count her. She didn't really do what needed to be done.
Yeah, I like her character in the remake a lot better. The one with Tony Todd. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Love that
movie.
So
another memorable character, which is this is his, for me, this is always, I've always said that this is his fault. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Loomis.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like had you did what you were supposed to do, dear doctor, Michael wouldn't be running free. But I know it was during a transport, all that good stuff. I got it. But also, what kind of doctor are you? He's being tried 15 years later. Just leave him in a psychiatric hospital. And you knew how dangerous he was.
I told everybody.
Exactly.
But like, yeah, what kind of psychiatrist gets to carry a loaded pistol around and like boss around the sheriff? Like, Sheriff Brackett's just like, all right, well, if you say so, I guess I'll.
He almost was a little obsessive and unhinged when it came to Michael. Like, you know, I've been working with him for the last 15 years. Okay. And you see what it got us?
Yeah. I mean, oh my God. By the time Halloween 5 comes around, he's just completely unhinged. You see shades of it in this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Donald Pleasance, Dr. Loomis. That's another key ingredient to this movie. Like, Michael's nemesis. Yeah, I love Donald Pleasance.
I mean, even when he was right, you still kind of question. Like, we know you're right. We got it. This dude is crazy. Got it. Mm-hmm. Okay. But let's talk about your credentials right now.
more fancy talk, huh?
So, he is the voice of reason in this movie when it comes to warning people, letting them know like he's gonna return home. He's at this point, shame on the cops for not listening to him. They should have set up all kinds of barriers around the Myers home and been like, okay, we know that's where he's going. But once again, Dr. Loomis comes off as a quack to them because of how obsessed and unhinged he sounds when talking about Michael.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to Dr. Loomis.
Yeah, and apparently Donald Pleasance wasn't thrilled with the script and kind of would sort of talk with John Carpenter well, I think we should do it like this, and there's interview footage of him being like, well, it's his story, and I have to do what I'm told, basically, and most of the budget went to paying Donald Pleasance because he was a big star, and yeah, worked out for the best. I can't imagine Halloween without him in it.
This is true.
Sure. Yeah,
this is for sure. So when you, how do you feel about the way the movie uses silence and stillness? I mean, I know we kind of touched on it earlier, like the opening POV shot, the closing sequence, and then the final moments of this movie, especially with the sit up, because we get a lot of silence and stillness in this movie, and then it's doom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it knows when to. It's like a good song. It's also important the notes that aren't being played. You need that silence between the notes, and this movie just beautifully does that. It's not constantly trying to grab your attention, and speaking of the opening, I love just hear the crickets outside. It's just you hear an owl in the distance. Yeah, I love that.
You think that was intentional? You think John Carpenter was like, you know what? No music until it's time.
Sure, yeah. But I think when that first key of the synthesizer kicks in, when Michael puts on the mask, I think you hear the music kind of slowly come in. Yeah, it definitely adds to it, I think. Yeah, a lot of good use of silence in this movie.
I think it was perfect. It was perfectly done. I'm probably gonna go watch this movie after we get off.
The only thing about the intro that every time I watch it, the way the camera looks over here and he's stabbing her.
Oh yeah,
it does look a little.
It's off.
It's off. It's oh, bless her heart. It's crazy though to think this movie had hardly any budget, and they were early 20-something kids running around Pasadena, California, just making this thing DIY, and for it to be as good as it is and to have that longevity is a miracle. It's very few movies that happens with. But it does look off. And she just falls on the floor oh, Michael.
They didn't know any better. They were just we're gonna make this movie.
They just throw some blood on her boobs and call it a day.
She's fine. She's fine. We can't afford fake blood. You better get that corn syrup.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, anything else you want to discuss as far as spoilers with this movie? Because I'm pretty sure we've touched on everything as far as spoilers are concerned.
Oh God, I don't even know if we have spoiled anything. People die in the movie. Michael Myers kills people. That's all you need to know.
We kind of spoiled the ending, but
oh sure, yeah, you're right.
We spoiled the ending, but yes, Michael Myers goes around.
Yeah, we didn't talk about the ending, the shots of just where the movie has been, showing the empty stairway and with the music playing, kind of implying that he's still out there.
He's waiting for her.
Yeah, now get up and get out of the movie theater
and go home
and be thinking about that when you look in the backyard tonight. That, yeah, that's
he might be in the back seat of your car.
Might be. He's
known. Listen. The ending sets it up. Originally, John Carpenter wasn't going to do a sequel to Halloween, and he was going to leave it just the way it was, right? Leaving us with this. Michael Myers is still out there somewhere, waiting for Laurie Strode. But Halloween blew up and they was like, you've got to give us a sequel. And that's when we got Halloween 2. And now Laurie and Michael are now brother and sister.
Mm-hmm. And Loomis is even crazier, and they ramp up
even more unhinged.
Yeah, and there's like the backstory of Samhain or Samhain, however you want to say it, written on the chalkboard, and it's like, what is all this? How drunk were you, John, when you wrote this? But I still have
like more than just tequila. So with that being said, I'm pretty sure you know these things, but we're going to get into did you know? So production designer Tommy Lee Wallace created 2 versions of the Michael Myers mask before landing on the one that we recognize.
Mm-hmm.
The first one was a Don Post Emmett Kelly smiling clown mask, altered with red frizzy hair. When tested, it came off too demented and creepy in a way that didn't match the film's tone. And of course, the other is the iconic 1975 Captain James T. Kirk mask that was purchased in a costume shop on Hollywood Boulevard for $1.98. Wallace modified it into the blank, unsettling face that became Michael Myers.
Yeah. Yeah, hard to imagine if they went with the Emmett Kelly mask. I mean, it was creepy, but I mean, the mask that they settled on is literally perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I get why they probably wanted to do the clown mask is because young Michael was a clown when he murdered his sister. So they probably was like, oh, let's just stick with the clown theme. And then they did it and it was like, let's not do the clown.
Yeah. Yeah.
So John Carpenter also considered hiring Jamie Lee Curtis as a tribute to Alfred Hitchcock, who had given her mother, Janet Leigh, a legendary status in Psycho. That influence echoed again in the name Dr. Sam Loomis, which is pulled from Psycho as well.
Yeah. All true.
You already know all this stuff.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm agreeing. I mean, I do, but.
So when it came to Michael Myers, Carpenter's intent was very clear. The audience should never relate to him. Which I wasn't going to relate to the dude anyway.
Yeah. I mean, well, I guess he achieved his goal there. Yeah.
And then finally, there's a rare novelization written by Curtis Richards that explores more of Michael's thoughts, rage, and motives, but it's hard to find. And it runs counter to Carpenter's original intention of keeping Michael unreadable.
And it also runs you about $500 for a good copy on eBay.
Yeah, they can keep it.
Well, hey, keep your eyes peeled at the
snippets.
I just hope one day I come across one at like Goodwill or something, but I don't think that'll happen.
It probably will. Like you're just gonna randomly walk in and be like, "Oh, snap!"
Well, thank you. Thanks for believing in me. I hope it happens.
You got to put it in the atmosphere so that the universe hears this.
Yes.
I mean, it's like me running into a copy of like Stay Alive director's cut.
Is that like your jam? Stay Alive?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it. Wait, what year? What year was that? 2006.
Okay,
I was gonna say, like, yeah. Stay
20
alive.
years. Stay Alive. Great. Okay. Let me not say great movie. Decent movie.
Okay, it's like one of those nostalgic things for you. Like, I know that this is bad, but it's my movie, that kind of thing.
It's my guilty pleasure. It's the Disney movie that was originally supposed to be a rated R movie, but because it's Disney, they cut it down to a PG-13 movie, so it's less gorier. But if you can get your hands on the original theatrical cut, which is the director's cut, it's better than the one that I own on digital. So the one on digital is not as, it doesn't have all of the scenes. It doesn't go into all the explanation of this, but definitely check out Stay Alive.
Yeah, we'll do.
So has Halloween aged well over time?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, when I watch it back now, like I was saying earlier, some of the acting's a little bad at times, but in an endearing, cutesy kind of way. Like nothing that's going to ruin the movie for you. But yeah, I think it's aged well. I still enjoy watching it, and I think it's going to live on till the end of time.
I so agree. And I think it's more so like the camera movements, you know, and now that now knowing that this originally started out as an independent film, and how much how much money they put into it to just get the camera that they used for the film. It's just seeing how everything is framed. Like you wouldn't even known this was an independent movie, like because of how well it was shot, you know, just from the POV perspective of young Michael or the POV perspective of older Michael, you know, moving through what we think is safety in this suburban neighborhood, right?
Yeah. And a lot of that is you can attribute to Dean Cundy, who cinematographer for the movie, like all the rich blue lighting that's like the movie's just lit beautifully. And yeah, it shows you what you can do with just proper framing, lighting, the filmmaking basics. Like when I was at the film location, you know, the chase scene at the end of the movie when Laurie's running towards the house and Michael's slowly walking after her. It seemed so much bigger on screen, but like when I was there in person, like I did the walk. I've walked that path, and it's not very far, but just the way it was shot makes it seem like a bigger movie.
Yeah. And do you maybe that's attributed to the actor that played Michael? Maybe he took not as many, you know, not walked as fast, you know, or to make it seem like it was further away. You know what I'm saying? Like, or maybe they slowed it down.
Well, if you remember, one thing I always wondered, when Laurie escapes, she breaks the little window, opens the door, you know, Michael's right on her ass, and she runs across the street. But like Michael, he takes a few minutes before he starts walking. It's like, what are you doing back there? Are you stretching?
Paused. He was like, he's like,
let me chill for a bit.
Where's she going?
Let me stretch.
Okay, all right, I know where she's going.
Yeah.
It's going to the wrong house. That's where she's going.
Yeah. And the neighbor's just like, get off my porch. Yeah.
Right. Oh. If this had to be the worst, like, how do you this neighborhood, like you hear this girl screaming for her life and nobody comes to check on her. Like, or how about the kids that's screaming for their lives? You know what I'm saying? Like this neighborhood. I think the biggest question that tends to be from a lot of people, as I've stated before, is the pacing. So because it makes you sit in the moment. And all the moments, and I'm not just talking about the kills. It makes you sit and makes you wait, and that's part. Like in reality, it's almost like we are Michael Myers, and we're just waiting for something to happen, right? Or we're waiting to do something, and then when he starts doing stuff, you're like, "All right, we're here." You know. And it's just building that tension, you know, like, you know, getting to the point where it's just not in your face. It's not all like directly deliberately already in your face. It's once we get to those moments, it's like you said, it feels like he's playing pranks on everyone before he decides to take them out, you know. I question the scene where oh my goodness, her name just escaped me. Where she's on the bed and the headstone is above her head.
Yeah. Annie is on the
Annie,
bed.
yeah, Annie.
Yeah.
I question that scene a lot because I'm like, when did he have time to go get the headstone?
Well, yeah, you know, there's that scene with Dr. Loomis. Damn kids, why do they do it? Where somebody stole the headstone, and yeah, it's like, oh, typical Michael, just
right.
Him and his little pranks, and
that's what it felt like. It felt like now that you're mentioning it, it feels like a prank. Like it feels like I'm gonna steal this headstone and I'm gonna put it in the bed with the girl that I just killed.
Yeah, I can just picture him lifting it up like, I got something for your ass. Wait till you see it. Throwing it in a little station wagon in the back. And
right.
Yeah.
And it's not like it was a light. I don't know. I don't know how much headstones normally weigh, but that headstone looked like it had some weight on it.
Yeah, it was hefty. Pulled it out of the ground too. That's crazy.
Right. Pulled it out of the ground. Probably carried it to the car, bro.
Yeah. Breaks into the hardware store, gets his mask and his supplies, and yeah, he's been planning this shit.
Dear Journal. This is what I intend to do when I get back to Haddonfield.
Yeah.
See, now we don't need a backstory. Forget. We don't need a backstory.
But yeah, like all that mystery, it makes him more intriguing. Like, well, what is going on up there? Why is he doing all this?
Right. And I think you just have to have patience when you're watching this movie. Like, don't. If I was to, I mean, I was gonna say I showed it to my kid, but my kid loves this movie, so actually loves all of them. So there we are. Like she's like a huge Michael Myers fan. Aww. So, but if I was showing this to somebody for the first time, and I would have to explain to them like, hey, don't expect what you normally expect from like horror movies today. This is a slow burn. And I hate when people be like, I hate slow burn movies. What's your favorite movie? Halloween? No, it's not. You don't hate slow burns then.
Do you like It Follows?
I like that movie.
Yeah, I love it. I think to me, it's the closest thing in tone and pacing and atmosphere to the original Halloween.
Agreed. Yeah. Because we get that first. Oh my God, it is the same pacing as Halloween.
Yeah, it's very subtle. It just takes its time. It's not trying to rush anything. And whenever I hear a common complaint is, oh, the movie's boring, but I love Halloween. It's like, well, like what you like, but I don't know. I love the atmosphere of that movie.
I think they want the action, but then they're like, oh, I love Halloween, because who's going to say they don't like Halloween? People that say they don't like Halloween, but that's besides the point. Like, who's going to be like, I don't like Halloween because of the pacing?
Yeah, I mean, I do hear a lot of people. I've heard a lot of people say that they don't like it, and I never try to change anyone's mind, whatever. But maybe they just go into it expecting something more, or maybe they just truly find it boring. And if that's the case, then okay.
Yeah, to each his own.
Yeah.
So before we wrap up, any final thoughts on Halloween? Because, I mean, everybody loves this movie.
I will say that it's crazy when I sit down and truly think about how much this franchise has literally changed my life. Because I think without the franchise, I'm not sure if I would have started the podcast. I mean, I love all horror movies, of course, but like I was like, I gotta talk about this franchise. Even if I just talk about these movies and that's it. I just want to get it recorded. I just want to talk about them. And of course, from the podcast, like I've met some of my closest friends today, like, and traveled and, done all this stuff and had all these memories going to these locations, and yeah, it has literally changed my life, and I love Halloween. There, I said it.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
So for me, I think for me, Halloween is like it's one of those annual movies that I watch. And again, it's never been dull. It's never been boring to me, even though I know what's going to happen next, or even though I know what happens in the end of the movie. Like it still holds weight for me. Again, this is my first time talking about Halloween on my podcast. Like I've done plenty of game nights with Halloween trivia. But this is the first time I've actually sat down and actually talked about the movie and how much it reshaped the horror genre. If anything, I hope that more people go and revisit Halloween, or if they've never seen it before, watch it with an open mind and understand that this is what true horror feels like.
Yeah.
When you're dealing with nothing but suspense and dread and, the tension building up to, the main climax of the movie with Laurie and Michael going head to head. Not like Halloween Ends or any of those movies.
You didn't
this is Laurie before she became that girl.
Sarah Connor.
Yeah, right, Sarah Connor.
Yeah. Those movies are a whole different discussion.
We'll have to say that we'll put a pin in that for another day, because listen, we can talk about those. I could talk about all three of the movies in one shot.
Oh, do you? Well, real quick, do you dislike all of them, or?
No,
I like 2018. Halloween Kills it's a very mixed bag, but there's good moments. Halloween Ends, no. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff about 2018 that I really loved.
I like 2018 too. Halloween Kills is the kids' favorite movie, so I have to revisit that one quite a bit, and it's gotten to the point where I'm just like, dude.
Yeah, there's about 30 minutes of that movie that I really enjoy. I like the beginning of it, but just take out the Evil Dies Tonight shit, and there's a good movie in there somewhere. There's just so much dumb stuff going on.
And that's the part where I just be like,
yeah,
go to your room. Go to your room. I'm so tired of hearing Evil Dies Tonight. I think the scene I do like from that movie is when they've got him cornered, they got him down, and then he just starts going off.
Oh,
he just takes everybody out. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, now he turned into a samurai.
I like when he starts killing people, but that whole scene where he gets surrounded and everybody just starts beating his ass, it's like somebody shoots him a few times to start off the ass whoop, and they're like, pop, pop, pop.
Yeah, like
it's like, what the fuck is this?
None of your rounds went in his head. That would have ended it all. But you know what? Whatever. I didn't write the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't write the movie. But yeah, then he gets up he gets up as, like Uber Jason, and just and just starts massacring everybody. I was like, all right, we're here. Well, Phil, I want to thank you so much for coming on Cinematic Nightmares and entertaining me with Halloween. I again, this is my first time talking about it. I loved it. We definitely need to talk those last three movies though. But
I'll come on anytime. This was great.
Sweet. So why don't you tell everyone where they can find you, the Spook House Podcast, because I got it right. Look at me. And where they can listen or follow you, and what's coming up next.
So you can find the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. My main focus is kind of shifting more towards YouTube. Like I have the video podcast versions up there, but I'm also doing other types of videos. Like I just recently unboxed a Child's Play 2 video store standee,
which is so dope.
And yeah, that thing is awesome. But if you watch the video, you will see it was not easy to assemble. But yeah, so just stuff like that, just general horror stuff. But that's YouTube, the Spook House Podcast. Subscribe to me over there. As you know, growing on YouTube is not easy. So,
for sure.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button. I'll say it for Mika so she doesn't have to. Drop a comment. Meet us in the comments. Tell us what you thought of Halloween.
He's closing out my show for y'all.
I'm awful at ending shows. I still don't know how to end a show. I'm like, all right, well, gonna stop talking now. Bye, everybody.
That's funny. All of Phil's information for his podcast will be in the description box of this video. Make sure you go and follow him. Go and see all the cool stuff that he gets to do. And I'm just sitting at home like, you're just not gonna take me. Maybe we can do a collab and go out to Southport and go to all of the I know what you did last summer.
I still haven't done that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Because see,
Halloween Kills locations, Wilmington.
That too. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you not taken your kid there?
No, I haven't done it yet. So we gonna do that. That's gonna be a future video. We're gonna do a collab and we're gonna go and visit some of the places in Wilmington and Southport that have been filmed by horror movies. But for everyone listening or everyone watching this video, make sure you go and check out Halloween if you've never seen it before. And if you have seen it before, let us know or let me know where Halloween ranks for you and how it hits for you today. And I mean, Phil already said it, but I'm going to go ahead and say it again. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell so you don't ever... so you don't ever miss another single nightmare. And as I always say, until next time, boys and ghouls.